Now we will discuss the special cases for the angle of scattering in lab frame and center mass frame. So we have already proved it that tan phi is equal to sin theta over cos theta plus m1 upon m2. This is the relation between phi and theta. We will discuss the special cases which are possible in two masses. Case number 1. For the first case, let the cases are depending upon the values of masses. So let m1 is very less than m2. If m1 is very less than m2, so this numerator is less and denominator is very greater. So the ratio of m1 by m2 is negligible. We get its value very near to 0. So in this case, first case, tan phi become sin theta over cos theta, which is equal to tan theta, because I have ignored m1 by m2, it tend to 0. So cos theta plus 0 is cos theta. So tan theta. So tan phi is equal to tan theta means phi is equal to theta. So when mass of first particle is very less than mass of second particle, then both angle of scattering in center of mass frame as well as in lab frame both are same. And case number 2, when masses are equal, that is m1 is equal to m2, means both masses, the bodies of masses are equal. In the first case, first particle is very small and second particle is very large. This is the case of first case, but in second case both masses are same, m1 m2 both are equal, that is may it be 50 gram of each or any value that which are equal. So when m1 is equal to m2, then what will happen? It will become tan phi is equal to sin theta over cos theta plus 1, because m1 upon m2 both will cancel out and finally get the answer 1. So sin theta upon cos theta plus 1. Now we will reduce these terms into half angle formula. You know that sin theta. So we will consider it as sin 2 theta by 2, that is sin twice theta. So it is 2 sin theta by 2 and cos theta by 2, because I have taken the sin theta as sin 2 theta by 2, that is half angle formula or twice formula, and similarly cos theta is taken as cos 2 theta by 2, and we know the value of cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. It is 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1 and plus 1. So you have already read this formulae in the lower classes, that is sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 and cos theta 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. So this is a half angle formulae you have already studied. Now when we open this bracket, this minus 1 will cancel out with plus 1, and finally we get 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 over 2 cos square theta by 2. So cos theta by 2 is cancelled with one term of cos theta and 2 with 2, and the remaining part is sin theta by 2 upon cos theta by 2, sin theta by 2 over cos theta by 2, which is equal to tan theta by 2. So we get tan phi is equal to tan theta by 2, and on comparing both sides we get this tan phi is equal to tan theta by 2. So it means phi is equal to theta by 2. So this is second case. So when masses of two particles are equal, then The angle of scattering in lab frame is equal to angle of scattering half of the angle of scattering in center of mass frame. So, angles are related by half of each other, half of each other. Phi is theta by 2 or theta is 2 phi. And in the third case, case number 3, that is when m1 is very greater than m2. The first particle is very heavier than second particle. The first particle very heavier, second particle very lighter. So, in this case m1 is very greater than m2, therefore, m1 upon m2, it is also very greater than 1, because this term is very large. So, we cannot ignore it. So, this tan phi remains as it is. There is no change. We cannot change this term because it is neither negligible or not diminished. So, it is m1 upon m2, or it may be written as very greater than 1. It is very greater than 1. So, we cannot find the exact value of this term, but we can find that on putting the value of different values of theta, we can find the value of phi. So, in this case there are two values of theta for one value of phi. There are two values of theta for one value of phi. So, from this formula, it is clear that there are two values of theta for one value of phi. So, put the value of phi, any value phi here, then you will find that on right hand side there are two values, at least two values of theta. So, there are three cases which correlate the angle of scattering in lab frame as well as angle of scattering in center of mass frame. So, this is all about the angle of scattering. Now, next article we will derive the relation of kinetic energy in center of mass frame as well as in lab frame. So, next article is between kinetic energy of particles in lab frame and center of mass frame. So, it is same as we have discussed in angle of scattering. So, this is kinetic energy.